What's up, fam? You're now tuned in to Ring Kings Boxing for the True Fight family. What's happening, fam? Just to check in with you, it's fight day. It's time for it to go on. Fight night will be happening tonight. We'll see the unification bout between a ferocious Kambosos versus Devin the Dream Haney. True unification happening in the land down under. A lot of drama that happened yesterday, just reacting off of the weigh-in or the fact that Kambosos didn't make weigh-in, had to take 2 hours to get underneath the weight. Really mixed results here. What kind of really set me off to this whole thing, a lot of fireworks and people talking about the fight was going to be boring and that Devin Haney, I was reading the comment section. That's one thing we do at Ring Kings Boxing. If you comment, man, we will comment back to you respectfully. So a lot of people have different ideologies or thought processes on these fighters, and we kind of, we welcome all thought patterns as long as they're respectable. But if you're not, you're gonna get your ass handed to you, just letting you know it. But anyway, outside of that, man, listen, this will be a really good fight, and a lot of fireworks will happen between these two fighters, in Kambosos and Devin Haney. He came in under at the weight like a professional, ready to go. But Kambosos was overweight at the weigh-in. He had to take 2 hours for him to eventually get underneath the necessary weight for the fight to move in the correct direction. And then what was said after the fact of the fight, during the reasons what happened, was kind of some bullshit, man. I'm just gonna call it out. It's a bunch of BS. This is not how it's supposed to go. When you're a true champion, you're supposed to make the weight. Guy didn't make the weight, man. That looks bad. To the optics, for people who understand what fighting is about, they understand that you're supposed to make the weight. The training's about, and for him to go into that, not make weight, and have all this other stuff going on was totally unprofessional. And Devin Haney said as much. Let's listen to what Devin Haney's response was to Kambosos not making weight. Then we'll listen to what Kambosos said after, and he responds to Cheney's commentary. Here is Devin. Big ups to Fight Hub TV.
Honestly, I just told him that he wasn't a true champion, because true champions make weight. One got to take, multiple times. They don't take a bunch of times to make weight. We trained for 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks to be prepared to make weight on our first go. So I just told him he's not a true champion, and he's a bitch.
There it is. And he didn't make weight there, and that's true. And for people that do follow the fight game, whether you like Haney or not, or whether you like Kambosos or not, that is how it's supposed to go. As a champion or a professional, you're supposed to be able to make the weight. And for him not to make the weight was unprofessional. So Haney is right about that. What was Kambosos' response to not making weight? Here we go.
Because you had everyone on pins and needles there,
Come
George.
on.
Yeah, you had people worried.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
There's just so many people on the stage going crazy. So
How did that feel?
I'm gonna move back. I know what I'm doing. I had a plan. That's it.
It felt like a World Cup game when you made the weight. Everyone was going
This
crazy.
is nothing. Wait till tomorrow. 50,000 plus.
Yeah.
We're ready. I've never been eating. I've been hydrated. I've been eating all week. So we had to have a little bit of fun with it today. Just play some games. So out of war, baby. Deception.
Kambosos, you're full of shit. It's totally unprofessional for you to do that, and then you're going to try to pass it off like it's all the war's deception. And see, that type of shit I don't like, because that shows some fakeness right there. And from Kambosos, just admit to the error and move on. I don't understand what kind of fake psychological games you think you're going to play on Devin Haney by missing your own weight. I don't know what you that's one of the dumbest strategies I ever heard. For you not making the weight, how is that supposed to affect Devin Haney? That just shows that you not, to him, and fortifies his thought process about you being, not a fighter that's about the business. Outside of that, what do you guys think? I want you to tell me what you thought about Kambosos missing weight. Tell me what you think about the commentary that he made after the fight, that it's all about all the war and deception. Deceiving who? The only person that's being affected by the deception is you, because you're fooling yourself. Well, that's a dumbass excuse for why you are missing weight. Absolutely bullshit. So at the end of the day, I don't think that hurts Devin Haney in the least. It doesn't touch him at all. It just shows that you ain't about the business. But anyway, fight happens tonight, fam. A couple of ideas that I want to kick around with the family members. Y'all chime in, let me know how y'all feel about this here thing. Is the fact that you look at these two fighters, man, and let's kind of go over it right here. Let me kind of switch up things and move on. And we bring up the tail of the tape. Is Devin Haney coming into the fight, man, 27-0 with 15 knockouts. So people saying that he's not a knockout artist. Devin Haney's a good fighter, man. And he still have things he got to clean up in his game. He has a lot of potential. He is a champion. People don't. I heard what Rolly said about him having his belt emailed to him or whatever, but at least he got a fucking belt. Outside of that, 27-0 with 15 knockouts. So half of the 27 fights with 15 knockouts. That's more than half the fights that he's had that he's knocked guys out. So 15 knockouts and 27 bouts, but he doesn't have knockout power. It's just fanciful, some of the bullshit rhetoric that most people say, but it's all about levels in boxing, to be real with you. And I'm talking about from an intelligence standpoint, for real. But if you see that, this will be an intriguing fight on many levels, because Kambosos, he has most of the belts right there. Devin has one. Kambosos, Ferocious Kambosos has 3 of the belts. It's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a very lively fight. And I would not be surprised if the fight went the distance. But let me tell Devin Haney this, and I'm pretty sure that he's aware of this situation too. And Bill Haney was able to arrive there late in the game. I think that's a little trick bag too. But outside of that, Haney was able to get there. Bill was able to get there to him. So big ups to Bill Haney. But the reality at the end of the day is this. With Ferocious Kambosos at 20-0 with 10 knockouts here, this will be a very lively fight. But if Devin Haney doesn't decisively beat him on cards or knock him out, and we said this earlier in the week when we did the preview for this upcoming bout here, is that if he don't decisively beat Kambosos or even knock Kambosos out, it's a chance that he's going to lose this fight on the cards, or they just draw it out, or basically just, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave a fight to Kambosos in Australia. They did this shit with Horn and Pacquiao when Pacquiao beat him. So I'm pretty sure Haney and them understand that going down there, that he's gonna have a home field advantage right there. So if Devin Haney really wants to establish himself as the guy in tie for unification, he's got to have the best fight of his life. He has got to bring it. He's in terrific condition coming into this fight, but let me tell you something. He's got to show up, man, in an elite level weight, because that's where that's going to be called upon. Not saying that he has to be at an elite level just to beat Kambosos, because I think Devin Haney at his best could take care of Kambosos. No disrespect to Kambosos, I just think Devin Haney has him beat in many different ways from the experience standpoint. You're talking amateurs, even into the professional ranks, and that Devin Haney has an opportunity to establish himself as one of the best boxers in the sport with a win tonight. So he has to show up and take it seriously. He has to be able to put some pain on Kambosos. He has to be decisive. And I ain't gonna say push for the knockout, because I don't want him to get in trouble with it, because Kambosos 20-0, but just 10 knockouts, that's half of his fight. So at some point, you're gonna have to kind of seize the fight and look for an opportunity when it presents itself to get Kambosos out of there and take this fight out of the officials' hands. That's what we're talking about here. So like I said, very lively fight between these guys. It's going to be interesting, intriguing, all at the same time. And anytime you're talking unification with the lightweights, the welterweights, and so on and so forth, it's always a really good, fun treat for boxing family members to watch those unification bouts, because that makes you the king of the division, man. And that's what we're going to witness tonight. Hopefully a decisive fight between Haney. I'm picking Haney in the fight, but Kambosos could fight too. No disrespect for Kambosos. And then on another point, I got to give Jeff Mayweather a shout out, because his commentary and mirrors mine too. I agree with him insofar as that is he's in Australia. Devin Haney is going to have to definitely get a decisive win, because if it falls any other way, I wouldn't be surprised as this is drawn out, or the fact that they just outright give it to Kambosos if the fight is close. He has to be decisive. He has to understand that, and we covered that before, that his team is well aware of that fact. So it's all on Devin Haney, man, if he's the superior boxer, to step up and handle the business. Now, as far as Kambosos is concerned, Kambosos, this is home field advantage. People love him. It's Georgie this and Georgie that down in the land down under. The man's representing. He's a champion down there. He got the will of the people behind him, and he's riding it. You can see he's really enjoying it. That's some bullshit he said by missing weight. That's not professional to do that. He should have just owned that one, say that's on me. I shouldn't have done that, or whatever I was eating. I have to do better. But just to pass it off like it was some art of war bullshit, that's some fakeness to me that I can't get past. So I don't like that aspect. He talking a lot to sell the fight. We get that, but at the end of the day, it's all about who is the better boxer. So we'll see that tonight. So once again, I want the family members of Ring Kings Boxing, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell me in the comment section, respectfully, who do you guys think will win the fight? And for people that say, Q, you don't like Kambosos, that's not true. I'm looking at both fighters. I've been doing Ring King for a while, man. Boxing dude, used to box myself. My former co-host, Eddie Too Mean Johnson, was a former professional boxer as well. He passed away last year. And we moving forward with the shows in respect of him and doing this thing because of our love for it and the promise I made to that brother that we're gonna carry this forward. So I want you to kind of help me lift this platform up to another level. Hit the subscribe button, share the show's links there as well, man. But anyway, we're gonna keep a real deal in the building between these two. They don't like each other, but at the end of the day, we got to keep it moving and make sure that we keep it respectful in the comment section. But let me know, family, what y'all think about this fight. Who wins it? Also, let me know how you feel about Kambosos' comments. That it was psychological. That it's the art of war. Who you psyching out except for yourself? This is not going to serve well. Professional missing, the weight like that. But he was able to come back a couple hours later and finally pass it. Let's see how that looks on the other side. In terms of that, I don't think it has very little impact on Devin Haney. I think he's synced in. I think he's ready. Kambosos obviously appears to say that he's ready. He's going to have a lot of people cheering him. He has that home field advantage, so we'll just see how it all shakes out. Anyway, this has been another episode of Ring King Boxing. Smash upon the like button. Help me out. Help exalt the platform. And I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace. Much love to you. I'm out.